Hello, Taurus, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of March 29th through April 4th. During that time, we have a waxing gibbous moon, and of course, that's a time for us to be working on those things that we started during the new moon on the fresh cycle, and really to show that we can be flexible and make adjustments. So keep that in mind. We then move into that full moon energy. Full moon comes in on April 2nd, but you might feel that energy a day before, even into the day after. And that's a time when it's heightened emotions, a good time where we might feel overwhelmed and anxious. You might have changes in your sleeping patterns. So you might just be very full of energy, which is usually how I spend my full moons. So keep that in mind. We then move into the waning gibbous energy after the full moon, a good time for self-reflection and rebirth, and a time to get rid of bad habits and negative thinking. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Taurus. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is to meditate and contemplate. All right, let's see what the Taurus Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling, my fun weekly reminder for you this week is that you take some time to get out into nature. So take a walk if you can, find a nice park or a wooded area. I know if you're like us, we're getting a lot of rain. So sometimes I like to watch those storms roll in if it's a full moon. Also, if you have a clear night, get outside and really enjoy that full moon. But just take some time to get out and commune with nature a little bit this week. It's especially if your advice here is to meditate and contemplate, there is no better way to do that than in nature. So that is my fun weekly reminder for you. All right, let's get into this reading. Taurus for March 29th and through April 4th. Meditate and contemplate. Your present energy right now is the Page of Swords. So you might be meditating on some new way of communicating. You might be meditating on some new thought or idea that's coming into you. Our pages, let me grab a drink here. Pages are our youth of the deck, right? Our youth and the royalty. So and it's about a new thing. It's just a new thing that's coming to you. Again, it could be a thought, an idea, or just a way of communicating, something about air energy. And you're thinking about that a lot this week. Your current situation is that you're looking back on just how things have been in the past. And this could be that you want to change the way you're thinking or change your way of communicating because of that. There may be something back there that you're just like, I'm thinking of those, do you ever have those, oh, I can't believe I said that thing. Those little moments. I got to stop doing that. Just the way we all make those adjustments in how we communicate or whatever. And that could be something that you're thinking about. Or I can't believe I came up with that idea a month ago and I forgot to put it to use. It could be either of those things, any kind of energy like that with thoughts or communication. At the root of your situation is the Two of Pentacles here. So at the root of this is you kind of juggling life. This could be juggling how you communicate. And, that's, we all do that, and learning different ways of communication. So anyway, interesting. You are looking back, but at the root of this is you just trying to keep everything in the air. And it could be relationships that you're trying to keep in the air because of communication, right? Or communication mishaps. That could be as well. In your recent past here is the Four of Cups, which is you being a little bit disappointed with whatever it is the universe is bringing to you. And maybe that's, again, maybe that could have been something you're looking back on, like as a thought, I can't believe I said that thing. I'm just kind of getting that little insecurity thing. And you know what? I used to tell my kids this growing up. People are more thinking about themselves than they are you. So can you think of something that someone said last week that you can't believe they said? No, probably not. So when we dwell on those things, just remember that's you dwelling on that and probably not the other people that witnessed it. So again, people are more in their own heads about their own stuff than they are your things. So maybe you need to let it go a little bit if that was your situation. What is on your mind this week is the Magician. So here you are with, what is it that you're going to manifest? And, maybe that is why you need to meditate and contemplate. Oh, sorry about my camera. Meditating and contemplating those things. What's next for you? You may have just gone through something where you've accomplished something or something's, on the horizon for you. And you're thinking, okay, almost like what's the next project, and what element will I use to bring that to fruition? Is it the sword with better communication? Maybe it might be something you're working on. Is it the cup with emotions, or the pentacles? You might be buckling down or trying to get that raise at work, or something that's just about passion. Something. So think about that. That's on your mind this week, is kind of trying to decide your next step. What is just ahead of you this week is the Ace of Wands, and that might be your decision. There might be something you might be looking around and thinking, you know what? Life is great, but I feel like I'm just busy juggling things. I'm juggling home and work and all those things. And what about me? Where's my me time? Right? And where are the things that I'm passionate about? And how can I fit those into my schedule better? So that's something to be thinking about. Maybe that's what you're kind of wishing on. And so whatever, what things are you passionate about? And are you spending enough time on yourself doing those things? Because it just leads to a better life balance. So that you're happier every day. And your advice position here is to be happy with the Sun card. This is my Don't Worry, Be Happy song. So, whatever this is that you're thinking about, that you're a recent disappointment for you, again, don't worry, be happy. And if it's something you said, for some reason that keeps coming up, something you said that you wish you hadn't, it's okay. No one else is remembering it like you are. Be happy, try to let it go the best you can. What is beyond your control this week is feeling a little bit of satisfaction here with the 9 of Cups. This is kind of like job well done to yourself. Like, look at me, I'm doing pretty good. And that's okay. That's good. And it's a little self-indulgent, and that's okay. I'm also gonna remind you here, we have 2 9s on the table. So look up angel number 99, see if it has any relevance in your life this week. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid this week, is the Knight of Swords. So maybe this is these rushing thoughts that are coming in, much like this Page of Swords. Is there some new thought, new thing coming in for you? And are you trying to avoid that, or is it your secret desire? Like, are you kind of waiting for an idea to hit you, or are you worried about some communication coming in quickly? So that's kind of your question to think about, is, are you trying to avoid, this Knight of Swords energy, which is very rapid and very quick, but it could be, again, thoughts, ideas, or communications, or is that your secret desire to get some sort of quick communication about something? Ask yourself that, and either answer is just fine. What is in your outcome this week, Taurus, is the Devil card. So, this is a card of false truth. This is fear of failure. This is a card of self doubt. And I feel like, are you bringing these things up yourself? Are you kind of overanalyzing an entire situation so that you're letting that devil get your ear a little more than you should? When really you're manifesting things, you've got the Magician right on your mind at the forefront, helping you to manifest the things that you want. So don't let this devil get your ear too long. But you do need to pay attention to that, because if you're having these thoughts that are coming in that are, about being distracted, or, maybe you're just not that inspired, because this could be like self pity. But again, it's like false fears, fear of success, those kind of fears that come in, and it's like a blocker. It's like a mind blocker, right? Like I said, this new thought or something, and it could just be self confidence, and that will definitely knock it. So don't let it. Again, don't worry, be happy. Try to let some of that stuff go, some of that energy. All right, what is hidden from you this week is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is like our Mr. Spock of the deck. And maybe you need to apply the logic that's kind of hidden from you this week. So if you can try to pull and apply logic to any of these situations that seem a little bit more negative, to say, do you think that person really remembers that I said that thing? And the logical answer is, honestly, is probably no. The self-doubt thing, I'm so worried about this thing. Is this logically, try to think about those things in a more logical order. And sometimes that can quell your fears and get you back to this happy place, which is your advice. Is your things are good right now. Don't let your own mind or that devil on your shoulder mess it up for you. All right, let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. And also, your overall message was to meditate and contemplate. So maybe you're working out those things. And again, get out in nature because that's the best place to solve those kind of problems and think about things and just let your mind drift a little bit. All right, final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Grieve your losses. Okay, so whatever maybe this was in the past, whatever this thing that you weren't happy about, grieve it and get over it. Again, don't worry, be happy. Let's try not to dwell too long. And what do you need to do in the way of self-care? Self-care for Taurus this week. And the card that you get is the card called Abundance. Being a thoughtful steward for the money you already have is the secret to creating more abundance. When you trust yourself to handle more, that's when more shows up. And look at this, this guy down here trying to just keep it all in the air. Do you trust yourself to be able to handle more? And, that can be the stressor of thinking, oh, I can't even handle what's on my plate right now. But if you can relax, again, let those insecure thoughts go, I think you'll be fine. And this would be like, can you handle more responsibility at work in a bigger position to get that raise? Can you? Maybe, let's work on some of those insecurity things and don't let them overtake you. So, Taurus, I wish you the best of luck with all of this. Of course, drop me a comment down below if anything here resonated with you, or if you have questions about any of the reading, I would love to answer those for you. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe will help you find me next week. And you can come back and we can see what is happening with this situation, or see if this energy is here or something totally new for you next week. So I wish you the best of luck with this, Taurus. Good luck, and thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.